All right, this is going to be section number 2 of your review over standard and scientific notation. So question number 1 says, which number is smaller, 1 3/10 times 10 to the power of 6, or 3 8/10 times 10 to the power of 5? So there's a couple ways you can do this problem. They want us to show work, so we'll actually show work, but you can look at your exponents, and since these have the same place value, your exponent is going to tell you which one's larger or smaller. When you look at this though, your exponents here are positive, so if you have positive exponents, you're going to move to the right. So you locate your decimal and move it that many times to the right. So this first one is 1.3, 6 times to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you fill those up with some zeros. And this one over here is 3.8, and it's got 5 place values to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you counted your digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this one has less digits, which means it's going to be a smaller number. If your exponent is negative, you want to remember to move to the left. Question 2. The speed of light is approximately this really big number per hour. Express this in scientific notation. So the first thing you want to remember is you're going to always have the power of 10. That will never change. This number right here has to be a number in between 1 and 9. So you're going to have one place value here, then your decimal, then all the rest of the numbers. So the first number that has a value is that 6, so the 6 would go here, then the rest of your numbers would go here, and we don't need to put all those zeros, so you can actually just put 6.71. Now we started off as a whole number, so if you start off as a whole number, then your exponent is positive. If you start off with a decimal, then your exponent is negative. So now I'm going to locate my decimal at the end, and I'm going to see how many times it's going to take me to move it right here by that 6. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So to the power of 8. So 6 and 7 1/100ths times 10 to the power of 8. Number 3. What power of 10 would you use to write the following number in scientific notation? Then we're going to record our answer on the bubble grid and be sure to use the correct place values. So our number is starting off as a decimal, so I know that my exponent, the one right here, has to be a negative number. And I need it to look like this because I have one place value then everything else following it. And so when I move this, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I moved it 5 times. And it's going to be a negative 5. So when I'm over here on my grid, it's going to be a negative, and that 5 is right here next to that decimal. So when I shade in that negative, and then a 5. I do not need to do anything else. Number 4, in 2010, Jay-Z earned 2 56/100ths times 10 to the power of $7. In the same year, Yo Gotti earned 5 1/10 times 10 to the power of $6. How much money did they earn combined? So combined, that means I have to add them. So first thing I want to do is stretch them out. So I'm going to take this 2.56 and I'm going to move it positive, so to the right, 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to fill those in with some zeros. This one is 5 1/10. Positive 6, so I go to the right 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Throw those in there. Now, my decimals are right here, so I'm going to rewrite these numbers, and I'm going to make sure my decimals line up. So I'm going to take this number first. 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Then I'm going to put that decimal there, and I'm going to move out so that I make sure I don't add any zeros that I don't need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. And if you need graph paper to make sure these are lined up correctly, you want to make sure that your zeros, see mine are a little off, You want to make sure that those zeros line up correctly so that that way, I'm going to rewrite that number, spread out just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That way I'm not adding any zeros that I don't need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a 1 and a 5. All right, so all these are zeros. 7, carry the 1, 3, 3, 0, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's my number. That's how much money they're going to make. All right, next problem, number 5. Pluto is 3 67/100 times 10 to the power of 9 miles from the sun. Write this number in standard form. So I've got 3.67. It is a positive exponent, so I move it to the right 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to fill those with zeros. Now I'm going to count my zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need a number with 7 zeros. Well, this is a decimal, so I know it's already gone. 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. C. C is your answer. All right. Problem number 6. Which of the following lists on the online club membership is in order from least to greatest? Make sure you read those carefully, least to greatest. Now, not all of these have the same place values, so I'm just going to spread them out so that you can see them. You can compare these 3 if you wanted to. I'm going to take this 3, and I'm going to move it 8 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have a total of 9 digits in that one. This one is 8.1. I'm going to move it 4 to the right because it's positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So I know this is larger. So this is starting me off because I need 5 here. So let's look at this one, 7.92. I'm moving it 5 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. And this last one, 2.65. 4 places to the right because it's positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So now when we look at it, we want to look at these two because we want the smallest. These have the least amount of digits. And if we look at these two numbers, I start off with an 8 and I start off with a 2. Well, 2 is smaller than an 8, so this is going to be my smallest number. S should come first, and if I look at my answer choices, that's the only one with an S. But I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. So this should come first, and then this one should come second because that's the smallest. Then it goes to here. Then this one has 6 digits, so that one should come next, and then this one's going to be last. So that's from least to greatest. Problem number 7 says the frequency of a radio wave on an AM radio station is 1 4500 times 10 to the power of 6 hertz. The frequency of the radio wave on an FM station is 9 900 times 10 to the power of 7 hertz. Calculate the difference. So difference means subtraction, and we're going to express it in scientific notation. So I'm going to take the first one, 1.45. This is a positive exponent, so I move it to the right 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Throw in some zeros. And I'm going to rewrite that right now over here. My numbers spread out just a little. And again, remember, if you need to use graph paper on your test, make sure that you get graph paper. It helps keep your numbers lined up really well. The next one is 9.09. It is a positive exponent, so I move it 7 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Throw in there. Now I'm going to put my decimal really big here, and I'm going to work my way away from it so that I don't add any numbers I don't need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, and then 9, 0, 9. Now, if I look at it, I want the difference of these two. So this number has more digits. I need to put this one on top. So I'm going to rewrite that. Let's do it. I'm going to change color so I can see it here. 9, 0, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. With the difference, you want the one with the most digits on top there so we can find the difference in case we need to borrow. So 0, 0, 0, 0. 0 minus 5 I can't do, so that 9 becomes an 8. 10 minus 5 is 5. 8 minus 4 is 4. 0 minus 1 I can't do, so I'm going to make this 89. I'm sorry, not 89. That should be a 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. And then 8 minus 0 is 8. Now I want to write it again in scientific notation. So that requires that power of 10. I'm starting off with a whole number, so my exponent is going to be positive. And you want to remember you need one digit there and all the rest that follow. So the first real number with value is that 8. I'm going to stick the 8 there. And then 9, 4, 5. And I don't need all those zeros. Now I need it to look like this, so I need my decimal to end up right there. So I start at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I moved it 7 times. So there would be your answer right there. All right, make sure if you have any questions, you ask your teacher. Good luck.